Good morning. Well, my big question today is how is everyone? We've had a whole couple weeks of a lot of intense expansion of your energy field, of how you feel about things, how your emotional field's doing, how your rooting is happening. So I would like to hear and Jules, from you also, I'd like to hear how you feel after we've done so many powerful things. This week, not only did we do messages, but on Monday, we took the Palladian journey and all the things that brought to your energy field, and it grew. Last week, we did once again the Andromeda orb, which would certainly give you a lot of expansion. And then we had a different technique of messages on Tuesday. And so we're growing a lot. We're doing a lot to expand and offer opportunity through your chakra system for you to have changes in your consciousness about how you think or feel about things. So we're going to take, in a little bit, we're going to go through the chakra system and I'm going to balance them with you. But I would like to hear what you feel, how you're different, how you may be perceiving and approaching life different. Can you feel that greater depth of expansion every day around you? Have you been able to incorporate it into your daily experience with yourself? So I know it takes a minute for the writing that you're going to do to get to me. So I'm going to go ahead and set the energy of the group up while you're all responding, hopefully with an understanding of how you feel. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. But I want to know about you too. All right. I'm calling the tube of light. Lord Gautama Buddha, to bring 4 inches of blue light around your tube of light and yourself and our group. Great. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. And as we go and set our perimeters to welcome all the angelic souls, all the ascended masters, and beings from the universe who are walking their path of light with the Heavenly Father, are welcome to come to be on our group today. So, Myra, you must have been listening. All right, so let's see. Let's look at Jules first. The message yesterday, to be conscious of the spiritual care for ourselves, who care for my Father, and to incorporate and uplift our experiences. I assume what you're saying is you received a lot from that message. Excellent. I found the most wonderful book that is for the feminine energy, which I am working on it. I am so grateful to the cosmic energies opening this timeline for me to discover myself and remember. Okay. But I just want to have a note here. You didn't tell me how you were feeling. All the other things. How does it feel for you, Jules, to sit, bring in that light, and be in a different state? That's more what I'm wanting to know that I can then help you with. So here's Marby. Marby, I'm asking everybody to write in telling me how they felt with all the healing that we've been doing. Yeah. Myra feels amazing. Okay. So I'm kind of getting here that maybe in front of everyone it's difficult to talk about how you feel. But You have to understand that we are all one here, and we all learn together. So what we've learned from the community is when one shares, it touches everyone. So there's a great power to that. And I'll offer that opportunity one more time. Um, Good morning. Let's see. Hello to everybody here. Okay, Barbara Ward, Carol Swisher, Annick, Jules, Learning to Listen, Myra, Marby, and Myra says something else. I feel like a butterfly. Transformation is the best I can describe. Very good. Very, very good. So we'll go on to the next step, which I'm going to open chakras with you. But what I'd like for you to be willing to do is if something comes up, if you hear or feel something, hurry and write it down so that you see we're back in group energy now. So as each of you feel something, it's probably and most likely in all the people upon here because you are in a collective group that's working on healing and growing together. So Barbara Ward says, I'm feeling more empowered and clearer. Now in my meditation, I'm getting messages and inspiration on certain things I need to do. That is wonderful, Barbara. That's exactly what I mean from you and Myra. Jules says, yes, shared it with my adult children who assist. It's a relief for when I feel like I'm not enough, tired and burned out. Feel like we are in it together and go easy on myself when I'm tired. And you can also learn to ask the energy of God to bring more to you. If you're allowing God's energy to move through you, there should be no tiredness. And you can inform your family of the same. I work with energy sometimes all day, but I, as a vessel, when I surrender to let the angels or God in, they use their energy. I'm not always using mine. And I think that was probably some of Mother's suggestion to you yesterday, Jules, is it doesn't have to be all you. You have a whole realm that's now starting to be around you more, and you can just ask them to help. And you should not end up being so tired out. All right? Anybody else? I'm grateful because it helps me understand that, yes, it is helping people. Yeah. Panic. I notice that more ideas come to my mind. I'm more balanced and open. Very good. When I think back, however long you want to go, and where you all are today, it's a big difference. Simply from us talking, but also from you allowing words, the words of God, to touch you and to bring transformation inside of yourself. You're more than a human being, you're a being of light. And that light has a great ability to embrace and bring you more love and find a different experience of how you're living your life in the world. So, thank you all very much. So let's go to this root chakra, which there have been times I've seen it very powerful, very strong, ready for anything. And today it's a little less than that. So let's bring in that scarlet red color into your root and give it the word strength. Strength, and I'm also hearing the word bold. And yes, it's very possible you need to be bold with yourself, because why else are you cringing backward? So let's just keep letting it move around and around. The chakra itself will begin to get thicker and become larger. There you go. We want it to be about this big. Because remember, with each time that you grow, you're holding more light. So your chakras need to expand also. So I can feel the energy of the group root now. It's doing well. So let's go to the second chakra, this which is the emotional field. In the front, also in the back, it's how you see yourself and how you see yourself with finances. So it's a very powerful chakra before you move into a light being. This is your personality, is to come at peace with it and not to need to have it show you things before you can go and live your life in a higher light. So the color here is orange. So we just want to see that orange light begin to come in and to move it. If you go down to the left, across the front, and up to the right, that's the right direction for your chakra to be moving as you then imagine it on the body. And maybe you hear a word or a phrase. I want you to let it go. I don't want you to hold on to it unless it's balanced. Maybe it's the word balance. Maybe it's the word harmony. Those are the things that we want to ask about that emotional chakra. Because the goal for eventually when you ascend is for you to not have any more emotional response to anything. That you'll listen, and from a different collective consciousness, you will have a perception of what it's all about. So second chakra, while it's just personality, has a very big part in where you are on your journey. Good. Third chakra, yellow. It's about, I am a child of God. So we're moving out of this emotional state and into a willingness to at least say, yes, I am. And in that, there's been struggle. Here's the vision I used to always get in my third chakra was parts of me on one side of a rope, parts of me on the other, and going back and forth, the struggle. And it mirrors the struggles you have in life. So if you need to know where you're going to find those issues, it's going to be in your third chakra. And in the back of that third chakra is how you take care of yourself, how you eat, your vitamins, or whatever it is. Each of you are unique and different, so that you can become empowered and clearer, like Barbara said. And this chakra will begin to radiate like a beautiful sun as we then move into the heart chakra, which is emerald green. And I've been seeing flickers of a beautiful pink for some of you. And that's just a deepening of the love. And this is about loving you. You know, we spend a lot of time in our world about loving, and it's usually about loving someone else or helping someone else. But what you don't always understand, thank you, Marby. She says she feels wonderful and blessed. Thank you. And what you don't realize is the love that you hold for yourself is the level of love you can offer to another. So if you're not allowing it to feel within you about you, then that desire to want to help others isn't going to come to full fruition, because you must feel it first to know it. And sometimes that's hard for people to get, but I think we are getting into that stage where why not love yourself more? It's the purpose. It's the purpose of why you're on this journey. And I'm sure, Jules, that you're someone who can completely understand that and helping your father. So let's determine ourselves to become more love. And I know you may say to me, well, I'm fully in love. Everyone always tells me, oh, I love myself. And you have to know it's an answer that can always grow. There's never a completion. So even if you have to tell yourself that, there's always a greater love as you move upon the path, as you learn to open even to being in your enlightenment. There is always more love that you can hold. I can think of two enlightened beings I know, and one's kind of a Scrooge, and one isn't. And you would say, well, why would he be enlightened if he's a Scrooge? And I would say to you, he hasn't learned all his lessons yet, but it's okay. You see? Sometimes it's not for us to tell people they're not where they think they are, although I do tend to do it a lot. So, but anyway, heart chakra. The back of that heart is betrayal. And of all the years I've done this healing work, I would say I've seen the greatest betrayal from the self of the person. So even though you may be ignoring that back chakra, I'm going to suggest to you that you might want to get that chakra almost as open as the front of the chakra, because it's just as important to know where are those places that you're ignoring. And can't see it, don't know it. Not me. Well, that's not the truth. You know, evolving is about being willing to see all of who you are, all of your acceptance of self, all those kind of situations. Okay? Throat, blue. Blue. Most of you are probably yet not to that level where you can speak freely with yourself or about yourself. Listen to the levels of it, what it is in the back. Self-love, self-acceptance, confidence, knowing there's not a good or a bad. You just are. And in the front, it's being the voice of God. So think how many times in the world you may have spoken or yelled or whatever. Well, in that moment, that was not the voice of God. So that's the goal for this chakra. And as you get on your path, it will get to where it will respond to things it's hearing you say. So it's all a wonderful experience. And I guess in the beginning of healing, there was a lot of focus people who used their hands gave upon the chakras. But what each of you don't know is there are almost 300 levels of chakras for each one of them that you need to move through and to clear for your whole beingness and throughout all time. So there's work to do, no matter who you are. All right, and we learned that when we started doing the holographic healing, and that the distortions could maybe be up for the first 50 chakras, and then there'd be a brand new one. So it's really a very fascinating thing, our body. But where we are today, for all of you, let's get this level cleared so you can begin to understand there is more. There's more than what you think is more. I think Mara, a little butterfly. I like that. All right, so now we're going to the third eye. Wow, don't we wish we all had a third eye like this, right? Well, you can't. But you need to understand what you're looking for. I don't know if everyone here sees, but you'll see colors at first, most likely. Or you want to think something and then see it. You want to be able to imagine a tufted chair. And that's a sign that you're beginning to have your vision back. But you don't want to get caught up in illusion. You don't want to... imagination is 98% accurate for when you're trying to learn to see. But eventually, when you have your third eye in a cognitive based, you want to see what it is. What color is my friend? What color sweater is my friend wearing today? And you want to start having that ability to go from here to there. All types of gifts can emerge from that. And of course, the crown. And over my years of working, to me, the crown is like a huge umbrella of lotuses that are pink, of protection and the light of God's understanding and his wisdom. Yes, I can remember thinking there was 1,000 petals around my head, but as I grew, it lifted, and now it's very expansive. So perhaps that might happen for you. But always you want to make sure that that crown chakra has roots. Every chakra has to be rooted. So how we do this is we go down to the root. There's a few places where little balls can sit of red light and bring them up through the chakras to that crown and let every lotus flower have a red root. And this is when things might change for you, when you begin to have a rooted experience upon the mind. Because a lot of people are still lifting up out of their body and think that this is where they need to go. And it isn't. It's all very rooted, all within the consciousness of your levels here as they grow. And going up and out isn't going to get you anywhere. You'll have to do more study because who you are in your life field isn't up and above you. It's right here. All right. So how's everyone feeling with that? Good? Any questions? Any part of that you want me to talk about even more? I feel like I'm starting to take each time we go over chakras and tell you a little bit more. And I hope that's working for everyone. So these experiences that you're all having starting to come to you, write them down. I have so many journals of writing and trying to understand how it came from here to there. That's how I got where I am, because I had to know. I had to figure it out. And little did I know it was because it's my journey. If it happens to be your journey, then get yourself a journal and talk with your higher self. Hopefully you are all in communication with that being already. And what's up here? What's going on? Can you help me? You have to get a communication going with the light part of you. And your higher self is the first one that's offered for you to do that. Could be a feminine, could be a male. They know God and they know your life. That's why they're first it's brought to you. Others that will come will only know the light. So right here where you are now, you want to be in communication with the higher self who can understand you, but also knows the God that you're reaching for. So I'm not trying to kid anybody. It's not a lot of work. But if it's what you're meant to do, you'll love every minute of it. I could not get enough. Maybe some of you here are the same. I always had to be discovering. I'd be riding in the car and just looking at the stars and who needs to speak to me now? That's just how I was. But maybe someone of you is the same way. Here's Myra. May I recommend the Rose Coder, Book of the Initiations. This may help those that need to work on knowing thyself. Well, here's what I think. I think you need to find a teacher and follow that. Everybody has their way, and I'm connected to the masters, so I don't know what could be said in another book that doesn't exist, but I appreciate your offering. Certainly, my name's TheoSophia Rose, but I understand that that's not for me. Thank you. Well, TheoSophia, something happened. So, Myra, did you release that? Because I saw you say something that what you're doing is what I'm doing. And this really isn't what I do as my work. This is a YouTube thing that I'm doing to help people. Yeah. What? I don't know. So one of the inspirations I got was when I felt upset or overwhelmed, take a deep breath and ground immediately. Even when I'm doing dishes, stop being in my head, use the opportunity to ground. Thank you. That's a wonderful share. Kudos for you, and I'm sure you're feeling the difference of that. Oh, the work of a diary. Okay. But there's a lot of talented people, talented and saying in their connection with their work and what they're doing. But what you need to do is find someone who you believe through the light, to the light through them. And that's when you'll really make the biggest changes. Myself, my teacher was in Thailand, and it's a really crazy story. I was married and had begun to recognize this is what I wanted to do. And then one day I knew I had to be a minister. I just knew I had to be more connected to God. And I met the husband I have now, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to Thailand. Everyone gets to be a minister that goes." That's at that point all I could have heard. So I went. My husband thought I would be killed in a third world country. So I kept saying to me, "I know you're not coming back. I just know something's going to happen. You're not going to come back." Well, the first thing we were given when I went on that trip was what's called the heart mantra, which is the work I did learn to do. And yes, we all became a minister. We ended up staying longer, a couple weeks longer. And you may remember way back in '94 when there was that huge snowstorm, we were caught in the snowstorm coming home. And what happened was my heart was opened. So I fell in love with someone else. And there you go. You just never know what your path is until you put one foot in front of it each time that you wake up. And that's been 30 years now. And we do our work. We both do the same, similar work. He's more of the master, I'm more of the healer, and it all come together. So what you have to do, in my perception at this time, is you have to let yourself talk to you. Talk to your higher self. What's going on? Where do you find yourself that you need to be? And it'll all come to you, just like I trust how people are drawn here. They need to hear either what I'm doing, how I'm helping, or what I'm saying. And that's the perfection. Yes, it's called surrendering instead of control. I went through a lot of, this is a good example for you. I had a lot of people with severe judgments about when I got home, but it didn't matter. My heart had opened to a point where what other people thought didn't define me. And I knew what I felt inside. And I still know it today. So it's up to all of you to find that inside yourself if you haven't, to a knowing about what you're here for. What is your job? Who have you been? You know, and on our journey, we've met a lot of other people that knew us from other times and the masters that we were. So it's all an amazing thing that happened for me. But it doesn't mean it can't happen and doesn't happen for everyone who asks for it. So, yeah. Any questions? I gather not. Everybody's quiet. I guess I spoke too much, maybe. Let's see. I'm going up, and there's no sense because this is already written. And you know, it's funny, it won't let me go up. All right. Well, I guess it's been a half hour. If no one has a question for me, How does your body feel having all your chakras open, functioning? All right, then I can hold on for a moment and see if your question comes to form. I would think there would be a lot of questions, but that's okay. I remember first thing I did was started getting healing sessions. And let me see. You are wonderful, and everything you say resonates with me. Well, thank you very much, Mara. She was very good, and when she would go to my chakras, it would be like fireworks going off. And she'd always go, And then there was a day she talked about healing, and she says, well, because she worked for Barbara and Brennan. Some of you may know that name. At that time, in that era, in 94, she was the one in the world you went to, and they did whole week processes or whatever. She says, no. I say, well, don't I need to go to your teacher? And she says, no, you are the teacher. And I used to get so upset. I didn't understand what that meant, how I was going to get from where I was in the beginning to where I'm beginning to see the silver lining, let's say. How can the void be healed? Well, the color of the root chakra is scarlet red. And it's not on the front of the body, it's at the base, connected to the perineum. Now, here's the issues for the root. Safety, vitality, and well-being. So if you're having difficulty in your life, the root is the first place you want to go to. Because like I said, if you're not rooted, you're not going to get anywhere in the light experience. Because it is about being rooted and going into the earth so far deep that it's down to mother. Difficult always seems to do, but once you get there, you'll understand why you had to do that. Okay? So I would first start asking yourself to see red and that red chakra and start offering it to spin. It will show itself if you ask. Root chakra. All right? As I continue to grow, I'm noticing more synchronicities in my life. Learned today the importance of the book Chakra at the Back of the Heart. Oh, importance of the back chakra. Yes, front and back of all of them have issues that you need to know about. The greatest profound one is in the second chakra, when we have the front full of all the emotional trauma. And then as you go to the back, first it's loving yourself, and then it's owning your financial situation, and then finally it's your becoming. And we spend all our realizational time looking for who we become. But it is there. It's got a veil over it, so you don't see it until it's time. But what a profound experience to know you've already prepared for everything. Yes, the back of the third eye is journeys into the universe. Most people don't have that awareness. If I ever work with you and talk to you, we'll go over that so you get your back of your third eye activated. It's all very profound. Yeah. All the chakras are important, even those of the personality, which the second chakra will quiet, but then you'll have the becoming. So it's not like it's going away. Another level, I'll just leave a teaser for you, is all chakras, as you reach the completion of what's there, raise consciousness. I'll give you a for instance. The second chakra becomes, as you raise consciousness, and your energy is put to creativity. So it's not that the energy depletes, it just changes its action. It's all very exciting. So you're very welcome, Maya. Oh yes, Brennan, Barbara and Brennan, yeah. Haven't heard of her for a long time. But then that's not where I'm at, so but yeah, she was one of the first people out there with chakras and everything. But awareness has become even more beyond that, and every day it's going to become even more beyond that. Mine also went into sound, and you might ask me how that happened. Well, my higher self happened to be Joshua. He was the one who knew how to use frequencies and sounds and all that good stuff. And he waited till I was ready to even tell me. And then he showed me. So you don't know what's inside you yet. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You have no clue of all the surprises, all the initiations, all the different things that can come to you as you do your due diligence. Work on your energy field, get your chakras open, start to begin to feel what consciousness feels like out around you, which is what we here as a community have been working on. And we'll see where we go from here on Monday, right? All right. So I have to go. And blessings to everyone here. I hope you enjoyed our little detour. Let's see here. I'm ready to become an awakening to my higher purpose. Very good. If it isn't me, you got to tell. Thank you, Mother TheoSophia, for all your teachings. Blessings to you and everyone for a wonderful weekend. Have a beautiful weekend. Yes. I hope it stops raining. We're here in Florida and it's been raining and it's cold. It was 46 today. You got to know we're used to 90-degree weather. So I'll take those blessings and I send them back to you from wherever you are. And may there be a lot of love in your life. I think that's the greatest awareness to begin to own, whether it's within yourself or from people around you. But what I know is that when you become it, it will be all around you. No doubt. Oh, Myra's saying she's in Florida too. Very good. All right. Blessings. Bye-bye.